Hey, hey. Welcome to another episode of This Shit's Hard podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Biscuiti.
And I'm Jen, aka Rumblebum. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to another episode of This Shit's Hard podcast with myself, Nicole Biscuiti, my wonderful co-host, Jen Rumblebum Joseph. And today we are joined by our very special guest, Amber Tollefson. Amber, you fly with the flamingos, you flock with the powerful women, and you run with the wolves. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Thank you for hosting us.
Thank you for being in your own space.
Thank you for walking down the hall from your office to the podcast studio where you host us. For those of you who are not aware, now please let it be known, Amber is the founder of the Flamingo House, which I want you to explain in just a second. And also joining us today is Jaylyn Vito. She is one of FAU's finest from the College of Business. And of course, our producer, Devin. So these are the voices and or faces you might be seeing and hearing. Yes, so could you please just walk us through what happens here at the Flamingo House?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first I have to ask you if you have any friends that need internships, because we are hiring here at the Flamingo House. Point that out there in the universe.
Yes, we're putting all of that out there. Yes.
The Flamingo House is a shared workspace. So I used to be working at ESPN, my new Fox, about to do my own video and branding company, working out of my home office. 4 people out of my home office. Don't start when I'm on the phone with the client. I'm like, we need a work solution. The Flamingo House, we created it for it to be a super collaborative space. We, working in it, in corporate, it was just the cubicles were quite frankly uninspiring. It was very competitive of an environment, and I just wanted to create my own daily of I want to be around collaborative people, have a thoughtful design space, and help each other's businesses thrive. I love the whole startup culture, and that's what flamingos do better together than they do alone, and that's the nature of our space. So it's like, hey, you need a graphic designer, oh go talk to that person, and this and that. So it helps each other, we help each other thrive. So that's the concept behind the Flamingo House. And
love it. Flock then fly. And you are the master networker, I will say. She is such a connector.
It's just fun. I mean, we call ourselves community connectors because it's just it's having, how do you want to create your own daily? What does that look like? And we wanted it to be fun and about connections and connecting people to people.
Right.
So
it's so fun.
Love that. As we sit here with our champagne.
Yes, we should probably have a small toast. I'm just gonna get up.
Yeah. In our coffee
Cheers.
mug.
Cheers.
yes.
Cheers, Devin. Cheers.
You mentioned Fox Sports. Would love to know about that environment, a woman working in that world, and what was that like?
Ooh, great question. Not great.
Wow, right off the bat.
Right off the bat, not great. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I do. I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
I think that we're in a women's revolution, gay revolution, but being a woman in the sports industry is tough in a sense of, it's not at first, right? You don't sense it at first, but when you're entrenched in it, and there's a lot of meetings with, a bunch of executives that might all be men, and maybe, there's 10%, of the woman executive in the sports industry there, and it's tough. It's tough having conversations, being, for one, we do it to ourselves. Okay, with talking, not being able to talk up, because it's almost like there's some things going on where it's like, good man. I don't know.
Also, we compete with ourselves.
But then there's also, I'm just gonna say, there have been, very difficult things to hear that you're like, and it's in a, on a sexual front that you're like, okay, that was so inappropriate.
I was gonna ask that. Is that what you meant?
That too, I guess.
Do you have any, and it's okay if it's no, but do you have any verbatims that like stick out to you where you heard something and you can't unhear it and you like think about it often?
Yeah, I don't know if it's appropriate. What time is this airing?
It's appropriate.
It's appropriate. We can say anything here. And it's if you don't want to share, it's okay. But
and we also have editing, so
yeah,
right.
There is that. But we would like to hear it.
Yes.
Yeah. I need some whores up in here. I need some whores to do. It was a very
my mouth.
Yeah. And I didn't. And
Devin's raising his hand.
Devin has a question.
What are we talking about?
So no, there's and this was during a work day.
That's shocking, actually.
We probably have to cut this out.
I don't think so. I think it needs to be heard.
I know. I agree.
And it was so, and I can't describe the scenario because it's.
That's so uncomfortable.
Just like that, we're canceled. Just
Right. Yeah, right. If this gets us canceled.
Yeah.
Oh.
that's publicity right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. So.
And was this at a time, we're just throwing all the things out here today, but was this at a time when you were currently dating men or currently dating women?
I was dating men at that time.
Okay.
And young and impressionable and couldn't speak up.
Yeah.
So I needed this person to continue, the film shoot and,
Right.
massage that ego to get the job done.
Right.
But I wasn't, but I later think about it, like,
It just feels gross, right?
Yeah.
Was this before the whole Me Too movement? Was this before like women would speak up and be like, hey, not cool. You just kind of sat there for better words and knew that you couldn't say anything because you just had to go along with.
That's a great point because I think that the more we speak about just anything, whether it's mental health, whether it's sexual abuse, whether it's inappropriate talk in the workplace, other people are like, oh my God, okay, so we can talk about this.
Yeah.
It's okay, a playing field to talk about the taboo topics that actually, quite frankly, aren't that taboo. It happens all the time.
Right.
So,
Right.
With sexual abuse, there's 3 out of 4 women who have in their lifetime. I've been for, since I was little, there was for a very long period of my first portion of my life, and I didn't talk about it till later. And then later, men spoke about it to me, and friends and other girlfriends that were and it just the more we put things out into this podcast universe, it will just make people feel more comfortable.
We agree, and that's part of Jen and I's platform in terms of what we intend to do, and we have intentionally asked people who we know stand for something and will stand up and dig their heels in and argue the point. And we know that that's you. So thank you.
That's a new me.
Yep.
Well, we've talked about
we
this.
Understand that very well. Nicole and I understand that very well.
We both understand that very well. And I knew that you're this person. And I knew that you guys would vibe too, as a side note. It's always so fun to connect friends with friends. But, Amber and I have known each other for a long time, and I've watched her grow and develop from an already strong flamingo into the leader of the flock. And that's really tough to do. And it takes a lot of courage. And, from us, we want to say thank you for being willing to talk about it.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
For bringing it up and asking that hard question.
Sure. Well, we ask all the hard questions. We don't leave things unsaid here, do we? Because this shit's hard.
It's just hard.
Yes.
And it gives women a voice and men.
Yes.
A voice, women and men.
Right.
A voice to speak about their platform and what is important to them. And the whole point of this, or not the whole point, but a lot of the point of it is to help other men and women come to the forefront and know that they're not alone and know that it takes a lot of courage, and not everybody's ready to tell their story. But when you're ready to tell your story, we love that you're able to have courage to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to talk about like the healing process.
Yes.
Because people think that, you go to therapy and you have a couple sessions and boom, you're good. We're good to go.
Right.
We'll wrap that up and we're going to continue on. But really what it is it's a journey, and you are continually evolving, you're continuously healing, and your healing is actually never done. You're just more healed than you were yesterday.
Yes.
I mean, you dive in, it's courageous for one one, it's expensive, but two, you're going to throw kind of a bomb on things, and things are going to be very spaghetti, very not like waffles and blocks. It's going to be all over the place, but I promise you, you will find a way out. But I'm in the liminal stage right now. Some indelible line I'm trying to cross and get through. So I'm actually not through it all, but we're never all just healed and buttoned up and
she literally just hit her microphone. We're going to take a quick pause. I'm going to talk while you fix it. Because Devin, I think I just saw his eyes roll in the back of his head.
Hot mic.
Yeah.
Hot mic.
Hot mic.
Real hot.
SNL.
But no, I dove into deep trauma healing therapy, and I know we've talked, and it's interesting how you start aligning with people who are on different or similar paths,
and not coincidental, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think it's very much in an intention of where you set out to be, where you end up being, and it happens on all levels too.
Yeah.
And I think it's really kind of magical, to be honest.
People pleasing recover.
Oh, you too. Okay. Yep. The people pleasing in recovery.
Always in recovery, because it creeps up.
Right. Well, I'm going to remind both of you that no is a complete sentence, and you can feel free to use it with any of us. And the people who respect your boundaries will understand that statement. And the people who get upset about your boundaries were the ones who loved taking advantage of the fact that you had none earlier, or that you had less than you have now.
And the question for ourselves is, why can't we create boundaries and maintain them?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would love to answer, and I don't have the answer yet.
I'll call my therapist.
We love saying, that's a great question. We'd love to answer.
Yeah.
From Elise Myers, who is so fun. Do you ever follow her or see her stuff?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and make your day and send it to you later.
Yes.
She's great.
She's amazing.
Yes, and she makes music, so that's fun. So, shifting gears just quickly, because, we're not doing a 3-hour one today.
TikTok.
Have any moments stood out for you, as you've kind of been on this journey of being a businesswoman, being in a space where, you might not look or feel the same as everyone else? Have you gotten the support that you needed and wanted, or have you had to go seek that out for yourself? And do you have any mentors?
Oh, that's a great question. I have plenty of mentors. Surround myself with, one is the deputy mayor, Andrea. She's just like a second mom, but a mentor. Just surrounding myself with influential, like smart experts in what they do, but a variety of them. They're not just like in one industry. It's kind of interesting because you're around. I had a sports psychologist. I'm going to throw one back to you, Trevor Mowad, who was a sports psychologist. He passed away recently, which he talked about neutral thinking, not too positive, because if you're in a certain, I've had a bad year. I had a really tough year this year. Things aren't fluffy. I'm not going to be so positive because I can't buy into that just now. Yeah. But I can be neutral now, and I can be like, okay, this happened, and how can I get back into that state? And then we know negative is like times 10, not good, right? If you say it out loud as well.
Right.
So stay in that neutral front and being like, okay, how could I shift? So I've learned a lot from Trevor Mowad, look him up.
Okay.
And then as being a gay business owner, and I had a co-founder, Nicole, and she's open too. We were 2 women gay business owners in Boca Raton.
Well, okay, so let's explain what that means. Boca Raton is an area where everything is perfectly landscaped. Okay, you even Publix has a valet parking situation. Okay, this is like upper echelon. It's where CEOs come to run their businesses, and it's where everyone likes to come to retire, and they fit all in this perfect cookie cutter little box, which what Amber is inferring did not include her.
And we came, well, now, I'm glad that Boca is allowing younger tech and younger, boss people like us who want to move back and be in Boca Del Rey.
Right.
But so it's not just the retirement. Now we're shifting it. We're trying to shift it. But, we were 2, co-founders that were gay. We did recently, we dated prior to opening this. We weren't together when we actually formed it. But,
Yeah.
2 exes running a business.
And that shit's hard too.
That's hard.
Right.
But no, we actually received a really positive. I think it was one of those things when you come out to people, they're like, awesome, I love you. What's for dinner? Like,
Right.
So it actually was, it was actually a little heavier maybe within like my parents. And we talked about that and worked through that. But I mean, this is who we are. And if you're wrong with it, then sorry for you. And I hope that you work through that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But no, we've
That's
received actually really great response. I'm really surprised
I love that.
within our experience.
Surprised with something good is a nice surprise.
I know. I like that.
Yeah.
And that was actually like one of the questions that we had. So you brought it up before I even had to ask you. How much does your family know about what your role is here and what you do? Because I can tell you my dad literally has absolutely no idea what I do. He's just like, hey, Nick, how's it going?
I think my parents as well. They don't.
Literally have no idea.
Yeah, no idea. Also, they're not even sure about the podcast, and I would never tell them that the podcast name is "This Shit's Hard" because I would get the eye of like seriously because my parents. I grew up in a very Christian home.
You get soap in your mouth.
I would get soap in my mouth.
I've had that too.
What are you
for saying the word?
Yes.
For saying the word shit. I had a Dove soap bar. Dove. I still remember what it tastes like. Just shoved in my mouth just to rinse the filth out of my mouth because I said the word shit.
Yeah.
Fast forward. How you like that, Keeks?
All at once.
I like that, Mom.
It's hard, Mom.
I'm sure they're going to want to listen to it, my parents, at some point. And I'm like, I am who I am, which they've evolved, but this shit's hard. They're not like coming out of my mouth.
Maybe we can like record a fake episode. Devin's down for that.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be talking about tapestries and thread count for bedding.
We're going to read a Bible verse.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh my goodness.
There's anything wrong with reading Bible verses.
Thank you for that.
My parents know I'm definitely not that anymore, but anyways.
No, so they're entrepreneurs, so they're busy too. So they know things are going on and they're proud of me. But I like forget to tell them. I'm like, oh yeah, we had a pink ribbon cutting and things. They're like, they weren't even there. I don't tell people what we do until we are done because I don't like the dopamine reward.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. We should start doing that. And actually, we kind of have, actually. Yeah. I think you and I could probably talk a lot about how similarly we like to. Yeah,
the neuro. Like, good job. And you just like, got a lease. And then you're like, we made it. Or it's just your brain works in a way of like dopamine reward. And I don't know. Also, there's you open yourself up to, when we first were starting co-working and people really didn't know about it. It was Nicole's friends, not my friends. They said, I'm just kidding.
Her ex Nicole, not this Nicole.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
They were saying, oh, are you buying Wi-Fi? Is that like, oh, good job. Good luck selling Wi-Fi. I'm like, oh, no, you don't get it. I'm done in community and this. And then so I was like, Nicole, stop telling people what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Just do it. And then let's show. Yeah. And that's kind of how I run things. Like I basically have been doing a lot of things behind the scenes that all of a sudden you're like, by the way, we have a SaaS software to streamline branding. By the way, we have this set up and we have a second location and a third location. I don't really talk about it, even to my own family, unless, they are such entrepreneurs and they love giving good expert advice. So I like including them in the conversation, but we don't talk about things until we do it.
Yeah, but I love that. That's very plainly, letting your work speak for itself and do the talking for you. Yeah, so there's a famous quote: "If you have to tell him who you is, you ain't." That's good. So, that's really interesting. So do you have any questions that you think? I mean, I'm good I want to roll into some like kind of rapid fire stuff, which is fun. But we can also like talk about anything that you specifically want to talk about as well.
The aha moment made me.
Oh, yes.
The aha moment of when you realized that you were gay or, going from that transition.
Yeah, it's a fun moment.
We love fun aha moments.
We are here for fun.
We're here for fun aha moments.
I'm working at the Heat. I'm 28.
What's the Heat?
What's that?
The Miami Heat?
The Miami Heat. I'm like, what's the
Miami Heat. What's the heat? Because
Devin's
there's
like,
lots of...
really, Jen?
Yeah, but listen, there's a lot of different kinds of heat in South
I'm
Florida.
like, well, okay. Yeah, right. Miami.
Right?
Okay.
Working for the Miami Heat.
Okay.
28, dating a really great guy, good looking, charismatic, just, loved me, wanted to get engaged. And I think we were intimate the night before, and then his arm, it's the morning of, his arm's on me, it's hairy. Sorry, Devin.
It's hairy.
Yeah, I
so,
tripled.
That's hilarious.
Maybe you
It's
turn me
hairy.
It's great what
There's
the
the-
details that you remember.
I know. That is
Yeah.
such great detail.
Yes.
So, heavy arm on me. Well, it felt heavy. And I just started bleeding. And I started having a panic attack.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to crawl out of my skin. And I had a few experiences prior, but in this moment, I was like, everything. It was like, this man loves me. We're going to get married, and this is going to be my life. And, for me, it was tough. It was like, something was missing. And there's nothing about men. It's not,
Right.
I think they're beautiful. They're amazing. And I wish I don't know. Like, it just is what it is. This is who I am. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gay.
What?
Wait, no, I got up. I took his arm, so I didn't want to wake him up. This is like the moment. And I'm like ninja'd out of the bed. And then I go to the bathroom, and I'm like, I think I had a visceral reaction. And I was like, I looked in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gay. And from there, it was just like,
Wow.
I came out, and I felt like the hardest part about coming out is this.
My mind is boggled right now. Can we just back up just 1 second? Okay. Prior to this experience, you haven't been with a woman.
I've had a couple experiences.
You had a couple
but I wasn't open
experiences,
about it,
but you weren't open about it. But then literally it just like, oh my God, I'm gay.
overtook my body.
Wow.
Visceral reaction.
That's-
Almost threw up.
Wow. Okay.
I think I gagged.
Oh.
Yeah, I really think I was about to throw up, and then I was like, okay, my body is telling me now. Okay,
This is so mind blowing to me that I feel like I need to stand up. I'm not because the mic is here, but I just want to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because I haven't never had like that kind of
Yeah.
reaction before.
And,
Wow.
and I think people are sitting in that state, and they're like, and I don't want to, make this whole revolution of. It's
Well, the revolution is here.
You want to
Yes.
make sure that it's your authentic truth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now every woman's gonna be or men. I think
Get your hairy arm off me. Maybe I'm gay.
Yeah. Then I've wondered a time or two myself about myself.
But then some people try, and they're like, okay, that was a good physical, but
Right.
emotionally I can't get there. I'm emotionally and physically
Okay.
attracted to women.
Okay.
With a man, I wasn't, something was missing, and I tried. But there's this indelible line that people sit in, and I'm telling you, it feels like so heavy. Like I would be like, don't hold my hand. My mom's second cousin might, see us. And it was
Wow.
so heavy,
Oh,
and I
wow.
was so paranoid that it was when I came out and my friends were, okay, what's for dinner, pizza or what? I was like, oh, it's okay? And then they're like, well, why didn't you like me? Why didn't I like me?
Don't you think I'm hot?
Yeah.
Aren't you attracted emotionally to me?
Right.
So I
Wow.
understand. Yeah. And then I feel like we are kind of the lucky ones. You get to have your own things. That's like we get so much along. I mean, it's females.
Yeah.
It's you get to
I always wondered about that.
You know certain things
Yeah.
about what you like.
They do, men. They can relate to. So I think we're maybe the lucky ones if you authentically
Yes.
feel that. I'm not saying What if a heterosexual?
Mhm.
What if I said to you guys like this is how I explained it to my dad. I'm like, Dad, what if I told you can't love mom? You would fight for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Spin it.
Right.
Oh, I
You
like
would
that.
Fight
Right.
for it. He's like, no, for
Right.
whatever reason you can't explain.
Absolutely.
Can't explain. I love her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I like how you explain that to your dad.
it's hard to explain to people who
Mhm.
aren't with it.
Of course.
Of course it is. And you're going to come up against that
Yeah.
significantly more than any
Yes.
person in a heterosexual relationship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no,
I love that story.
I know. I love that too.
That's a big hairy arm. That's what I'm gonna remember. And now next time, maybe when someone's
Yeah.
like, "Hold," I'm gonna be like, "Big hairy arm."
Right. But also,
Yeah.
but also I think, what I'm thinking about as you're explaining this is how often we as humans choose to ignore our gut.
Yeah.
And we
intuition.
Right. And our intuition, our empathy, all of that, because it is so much easier and more attractive to go down the logical, practical, road that everyone expects you to be on, that everyone is like more accepting of.
Right.
And,
family norms, society norms,
all of that.
How you grew up. Norm.
Yes. And then when you start fighting that internally is when your body changes. And Amber and I, Jen knows this too, but I just went through this whole like healing journey that had to be hard before it got better. And I physically had ailments in my body. All of a sudden I'm getting MRIs and doctors are telling me, you remember that I have 3 fractures in my foot and that I have arthritis, and they're pulling 70 cc's of fluid out of my knee. And all of that was the lies I told myself for almost 2 decades about, things that have happened and who I was. And when you finally own it, you're healed or you're healing.
Well, your body will, so your brain will tell you things. You don't listen. You're a neuro, and you're like, your gut, intuition, everything's telling you something, you don't listen. And then your body will start shaking you. I had panic attacks. Like something was up. So when you guys get to the physical part of it, then there's no way out other than you got to start the healing journey. And this all sounds woo-woo if you're not able to receive it. And we weren't, I heard this before. I wasn't able to receive it. I was in a spot too. And then now you got to a spot where your body took you there.
Right.
And until you're in it, then
Yeah, that's really powerful. And also unexpected conversation for today. But this is one of the reasons I love our network, because Amber, you never know what you're going to get with Amber. But one thing is for sure, it's always good.
Out of curiosity, were you raised in and just because I was, so I'm always curious, were you raised in any kind of religious household?
Super Christian, conservative. Okay. My mom was Catholic, my dad was Lutheran. So we go to Catholic church one weekend, Lutheran church the next. Wow. Went to Christian camp, church camp. Still go to church camp. Okay. Chase Rice actually grew up with him.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Great family. One of our close friends, and we all still gather together. But very conservative family, and so very conservative views. Okay. It was So coming out in a conservative family, that's not
ideal.
So it took a hot decade.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For my parents to come around. They're still coming around, but they're getting there. I have hope, but a hot decade for sure. Yeah.
You're doing great.
God, that I feel like the universe or a God is greater than we can put our process through.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've had to come out of that myself because I being raised in a conservative Christian, I was married extremely young as a teenager. Became my pastor's wife.
How?
Like 18.
Wow.
Yeah, 17, 18. And he was not like a music pastor, so I lived a very sheltered-ish. My views were totally different. So always raised with the you can't be gay, that's not in the Bible. Not hate. My parents weren't hateful, but very much like,
this is what you don't do.
This is what you don't do. Right. We don't accept. We love the person, hate the sin. Is I think that's the phrase. Love the sinner, hate the sin.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the phrase growing up in my conservative world, but totally different person now.
How did you navigate that?
Coming out of it, it was an abusive situation, and so it was very difficult to come out.
Physically or verbally?
Both. Physically, verbally, sexually, and that was my only experience of ever being with anybody. And then went to pastorhood, and then so it was like that. Not only in that world, but then the whole added, he's a pastor, he would never do that. Like great. The whole thing of like that's a great person. So I felt like I was trapped because I could never say he's this person because no one would ever believe it. And so, long story short, because this is not about me, I came out of it because I finally grew up and started thinking for myself and got sick of it and packed up all my shit and drove from Colorado to Florida home with the stuff that could fit in my car and said to my parents, this is what's been going on, and I can't do it anymore.
But it is about you, because what your story just said either helps people listen.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
And resonates with me. So
thank you.
Talking about that's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, and I put it out there, and I think at some point we will have a podcast for Nicole's story and my story as well, because we both have stories. But yes,
I don't know Nicole's whole story. We have pieces.
We have pieces.
We went to Spanish River Sharks. Go eat 'em up, sharks. Swoosh.
Okay.
Kevin's like, what camera do we take from that?
Well, I didn't want to bust them first.
Whoa.
Eat 'em up, sharks.
Love that.
Swoosh.
So we have like
Yes.
pockets of, and then she was a bus, and then we, connected in life, and it's kind of like I know pockets.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to know all of it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
There's a lot to tell.
Yes. And actually, I think it's interesting because right when I was in the middle towards the end of my quote, summer of healing, that, I resonated when you said, yeah, it's also very costly.
2022. So it's a fresh summer of
It is a fresh summer of healing. But as soon as I got back from Bali, which I was on primarily solo for myself, I reconnected with Amber, and she had told me that she's been going to like this energy clearer, Sulama. And honestly, it was a life-changing experience.
I would like to do that.
You should do it.
I would like to do it.
Yes. And, and I said to you that day, I don't believe in coincidences. I think it's very intentional that we're kind of on this journey together. And, if you're hearing this and this doesn't resonate, just know we have all been there, and this is going to come around.
Yes.
And there will be a time in your life where you will not be rolling your eyes at these words.
Yeah, right.
Because all of these words 10 years ago for me, I would literally feel, to your point, a visceral reaction and feel like barf in my throat.
Right.
And I would be like, that's
cringe.
probably demonic.
But it's scientifically like the neuro, and we're like our brain is like a computer, and you have to clear trash the can to create new neuro pathways.
Right.
So.
Right. And so to kind of wrap that topic, I just want to say that we so appreciate what you're doing in the community. Jen and I for 2023 have a huge focus on creating wellness events and trips focused for not excluding men, but really with a heavy focus on women, because this is what we know, and healing past trauma, but also teaching you like how to live today with who you are and moving forward, including like how to be physically well, how to feed yourself good content, but also great food, how to move your body, how to feed your mind, all of that. And we're going to have hosts and super hosts all over the world. So we're going to Egypt is our first kind of like trial trip in March. So stay tuned. You're absolutely invited to do as much or as little as you'd like.
I know. Can I help the Devon production crew? You guys?
Yeah, the way you were working those camera angles, yes, you're part of the crew.
Yes,
for sure. But this is important work, and we will definitely, as they say, circle back to that topic. Thank you. So just for some lighter things, we have just this like rapid fire kind of style. We'll ask you a question and you can quickly just let us know what your take is. So the first thing is, what were your favorite weekend plans, both pre and post COVID?
I'm go to yoga at Sanborn Park, Dog Beach, ride my bike, and then go to Rebel House for a cocktail.
Nice. Love that.
Can confirm. She took me there.
Okay.
Would go see documentaries with friends. I don't know. Movies. I don't know.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's good.
I'm a very spontaneous person, so I'll go.
Right.
My friends are really annoyed that I don't make plans. I'm like, okay, what am I doing? I don't know. I don't like committing too much.
You like to
That's
flow.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the flow.
That's great.
So it could be, my friends always have gatherings and stuff like that, but I think it's important to get out in nature first and go see the world.
Right. And we were talking before this about one of your favorite places to go, Mount Dora.
Mount Dora.
Right.
I almost don't want to talk about it. It's like such a hidden gem. It's so great.
We're going to edit that out. Edit it out.
It's becoming not so hidden, to be honest, because I live right by it. And also being in real estate, it's becoming popular.
Know. It's like the mountains of Florida. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
They should film movies there. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
They have these trails and this little cute, quaint town on a lake, and it's just north of Orlando. Great. So I go there.
That's awesome. We love that. Okay, this we already know the answer to, but it's so funny and fun that this is a question. Gay or female revolution, is it a thing?
Yeah.
Both.
Yes, both.
Are you kidding?
You are both.
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point, all of the yes.
All of it.
Women's revolution and the gay revolution. We do Women's Day. If you guys want to join us in March, I'm sure Nicole and us will have a 5-person panel again.
Yes.
Here at the Flamingo House.
Love that.
Live. And then
it's the end of March, right?
Mid-March usually.
Oh, we might be in Egypt.
We might be in Egypt.
Do it live from there.
You know what? Done.
Reporting live from Egypt on a camel.
How much do I love that visual?
That's amazing.
On a pyramid.
On a pyramid. Reporting live. With the most amount of clothes that we're ever going to be wearing because you need to cover up there. I don't know what I'm going to do without all my crop tops. Okay, next one. Toilet paper roll over or under?
Over. No. And if someone does it in the Flamingo House, we're having a fight and we're bringing, and there's someone, and it was a hidden thing. It was anonymous. No one ever told me who it was. I kept doing it and I would flip it back every time I was in there. Over, people. Over. Okay. This is from the hospitality industry.
High five. High five.
Oh, that's why you're in the hospitality. Okay.
Yes, can't you tell?
These are the details.
Okay.
So that's a winning.
I don't have a preference. That's why I'm like, I don't understand the question. I don't care. I just put the roll on and move away.
I mean, that's a very...
Make sure you have TP, right?
Right. That's also a very mom thing of her to say, which I can respect.
Yeah, I just don't have time.
So as we sip from our Flamingo House golden metallic mugs.
Yes.
I just like, which by the way is not water. This is the good bubbles. Yeah. But we do have a question for you. Do you like sparkling water or just regular water? Is it gross or is it yes?
I love a good tap water. Filtered water. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm not a sparkling water.
All right, that's fine.
But people like the bubbles.
People do.
We love Olipop.
Olipop. Hello, Olipop. Sir, ma'am. We really need Rumblebum to get an advertisement / sponsorship deal out of this.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of hauls she's doing and unboxings and drink like 10 out of 10 reviews that she's done. Please just send her a couple cases a month. Please.
Kevin's like,
can we put the Olipop like logo or like at least lettering on the bottom of this?
Those are delicious.
Please zoom in.
Thank you. They are way better than mineral nasty water,
which I drink. Okay. We also know the answer to this, but it just needs to be asked. Do you drink coffee?
Oh, of course. My
on tap.
It's my vice if I'm going too much coffee. But I had the Fropo coffee bar. I'm local business owner. I have the hot coffee, and then we have the cold brew later in the day. It's probably too much, and
no such thing.
Hell yes, coffee.
We love that. Also, a very fun plug. Amber has not only cold brew on tap here at the Flamingo House, but she also has kombucha and usually a nice IPA, all from local providers. So the seed coffee she does. Are you still working with Barrel of Monks, or where are you getting the beer? Prosperity Brewery. Local.
The vintage kombucha, he's local too. So
vintage is the
women business owner local, and so we just keep it local.
That's great. Yeah. And then of course the Fro Pro bars, which we had them on as well on the podcast.
Fridge packed with Matt's Fro Pro bars.
Matt and Chelsea.
Mrs.
Fro Pro.
Yeah.
Cool. We love that. Okay, so what is your gut reaction when someone asks if they can pick your brain?
Now, no, before, yes.
Ooh. Okay. Can you further explain? Because I really would like to get
people pleasing.
We need to get into this. Yes.
Yeah.
So before I'm like, yeah. Oh, actually, let me do that presentation to show your idea. I'm not kidding you. I would go to all lengths. So then all of a sudden I started realizing where my time was going. What am I doing? I'm not making money, and I can't, not just making money, but this isn't my purpose. This is their purpose. I'm trying to help them. So that's where I had a team that kind of would shuffle some things off too, where if I would want to take it on, Pratis, but now it's no, because there's just the bandwidth that currently is where my life now is. I'm not helping you pick your brain. I'm saying, hey, listen, let me pipeline you to my, and then you have to pay for that service or whatnot. But I also do believe a lot in collaboration and talking through things.
Yes.
That I will do in a sense of if I believe in the vision of what we're, with Boca or certain things we're talking about. Yeah, let's chat. Pick your brain, and then all of a sudden you're doing things for that person that you should be paid for. That's a no. Yeah. Collaboration and chatting and discussing issues, that's a hell yes. Okay.
Great. Yeah. I love that. I love that answer.
But the people pleasing part where we have to get through is, it's so hard. Just even on the co-working front. It's just, this is like.
Right.
This is,
I love that answer. That's great. Okay. Regular bras or sports bras? Do you have a preference?
We're on TV today, so we have to show a regular bra. If you're, if you're jogging in a sports bra, but what is the context?
We just wanted to know if you had a preference. Both. There are plenty of women we've spoken to, of course, because I'm in the business of boobs with Trusty, who do not wear regular bras anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
There's just more support through the day. You never know run somewhere.
Never know.
You never know when you're just going to randomly be presented with an opportunity to jump rope, skip rope, go upside down.
Sense. We should. Why do we have to have, this chesty is just like, why can't we wear that to work every day? Like where you have the support, where you're.
Trust I do.
We're always moving our bodies. Like we're down, we're low.
Right.
Like if we're going to a meeting, we're going in our car. It is for a woman. It's hard. It's like the support all day long. Why do we have to shift to a period?
Yeah,
way? But
we like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are here at the final stage of the podcast where we say one word and you tell us the first thing that comes to mind.
Goodness.
It's only 4 things. Don't worry. Yeah. Okay. First word, festivals.
What's the first word that comes to mind?
Yeah.
Art Walk coming up January 6th, February 3rd, March 3rd. We're having Flamingo.
Love this.
Love a plug. This is a plug. If you're local.
There we go.
That was the best answer. Yeah. Love that. Great. Okay,
Flamingo
great.
First Fridays.
Flamingo First Fridays. Okay. Next word.
Put it in your phone. Alliteration. We'll remember it.
I love alliteration. Thank you for that. Next word, situationships.
So I have to come up with a word that.
What's your first reaction?
Reaction that comes to mind.
What is it?
My nowness of what I'm in. You're probably.
Nowness.
Ooh.
Nowness. I like that word.
Wow.
Nowness. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot more people are in it than they talk about it.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's supposed to be one word.
It's fine.
That's fine.
We're good. Can confirm. I agree with you. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Sunglasses at night.
Everyone wears sunglasses all night. No,
do they?
Just kidding. Just on that song. That's it.
Can we add the music in post production? Devin's eyes just told me to stop talking.
Yeah.
I love how you said one word and I'm giving a phrase.
That's okay. Listen, you can be verbose. Your first reaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
International travel.
Love it. And I'm gonna probably. There's land in Nicaragua I might build a house on for $100,000. I mean, it's really, that's where I'm going to. I love
see you there.
Yeah, right.
Cause I almost did another Mount Dora thing. Like I want to keep Nicaragua a hidden gem. I've been there 7 years. We used to have a nonprofit. We were there, and love the people there and love the coastline. It's the new Costa Rica. No one's really, not no one, surfers go there.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Can confirm that.
There's celebrities hidden there. I think Matthew McConaughey has a, but there's like, it's very raw still. And so, yeah, totally international travel.
Love
I'm
that.
doing it. I'm living there. I'm going to go.
Yes.
That's where I'm.
Wow.
By, you know, I want to be, I'd love to plug myself into, when you go there, you come back and you're like, this isn't real life, guys. International travel. Sorry, this was supposed to be rapid.
No, this is great.
Travel.
This is
Rapid
great.
Fire, but
Yeah,
like
great.
when you travel and you go to these, you know, you've seen it.
Yeah.
And you come back and you're like, you still bring it with you, but then we get into our America. You know, we get into the normal
bubble.
Hustle.
Yeah.
Right.
But when you leave, that's the magic if you can keep it with you.
Yes.
Not everybody sees how the majority of the world lives.
Yep.
I think everyone should have an opportunity to see how the rest of the world lives. And I will tell you that I came back from Bali and started selling everything.
Yeah.
I just didn't need it. I'm emptying storage units. Jalen's helping me sell my clothes. Who needs that many clothes? Not me.
Yeah.
No one.
I mean, I'm a clothes hoarder too. I mean, I get it. How good you feel when you're like, wow, when you become more minimalistic, you have like these things, you pick the things that you want most, you know?
Right.
But it will create less clutter in your mind more than you think. Trust me.
It's been a great experience and I cannot wait to be completed with the extraction.
So minimalist on other things like clothes and paper, I'm a hoarder. So I can't.
Paper? What kind of paper?
Paper. I mean, my dad was like a paper hoarder too, and I don't know.
I throw everything out. I'm the opposite.
Like things.
Oh wow!
Like people write cards. I have like boxes and boxes. I keep.
No, I'm so bad at that. I can't handle it.
I know you've kept almost all the cards I've ever sent you with like.
I don't know. I'm a paper hoarder. I can't give it up.
I'm the opposite. I throw everything out and then people know where to come when they're like, where's this important paper? And I'm like, if it was out for more than 24 hours, it's going in the trash. I'm sorry. It's not important to me. It's not important because it's still sitting there.
But you know, digital hoarders, this is something to talk about. It should be more digital minimalism. Oh man, how long do we have for this podcast? Digital hoarding. We take photos. We take, as moms, 10 photos. Right? True. I'm sure like moms, I'm narrowing moms out. Like it's just.
But also I have 80,000 photos on my phone.
One thing, right? The best angle, but you're like, digital hoarding. Then we never delete it out of our phone. And then you're like, then you feel like something in your mind. Devin's like, yes, production.
I'm feeling so seen right now.
You know, as a production and as a
1 terabyte iPhone.
You would.
That's a lot for people who are listening. That is a lot of like.
Yes.
That's
a lot of
gigabytes.
room.
That's more than gigabytes. Terabyte is a lot.
Yeah.
Terabyte? How much is that? I want to have that service.
And it's almost 75% filled.
So are you a digital hoarder?
I guess.
I think that
He's
we're
the producer.
unintentional digital hoarders, right? You don't have time to go through and like do it the right way where we were taught to organize certain things.
Right.
You should go look at my desktop. I'm about to have a panic attack. I usually
maybe we should tour it later.
There's times that things happen that you know, so digital hoarding
is a thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Agree.
So I would like to close with 2 things. Number 1, I would love to have you back for a follow-up because you have mentioned so many things today that I think we could go back into and go a little bit deeper, including, you know, this nonprofit that you were affiliated with in Nicaragua. So I'd love to, if you're okay with it, come back. I'd love to have you on for a follow-up. We can switch our outfits. We can sit in different spots on the couch, all of that. The second thing is thank you. Thank you for that. We would love to end with Rumblebum and I's mantra, which you absolutely embody. So we're going to close out. First, I'm going to say thank you.
That I keep forgetting.
That's okay.
We say it all the time. Yes.
Okay. Also, I'm not sure if you can see this. Can you see this?
You just stand a little bit. A little more. There you go. 0 flocks.
Yeah.
Thank you for the shirt.
Yes.
You're welcome.
I love it. It's so cute. Also has like that nice deep armhole so I can show off my chesty underneath. Yes. Thank you for that. Yes. So we just want to say thank you. You embody everything that we are here for, to support, and that we stand behind. And I'm going to close out with our mantra, which is, we are happy.
See, I'm like healthy. We are healthy. Oh, wait, we're happy first.
Let's start again.
We are
We're happy.
We are healthy.
We are wealthy.
And
we are smoke shows. And so are you.
And so, yes, cheers to that.